The point is, we got a whole lot of time that we can just yap. Because I think... guess I'll go ahead and give me something to kind of even out with. I guess, do you want to sit here for like a minute and work on audio stuff, or do you just want to jump into it right now?
I'm good with whatever.
Okay.
Wow. I'm realizing I'm suffering from a lack of caffeine.
Oh, well,
I don't happen to have an energy drink.
Energy drink? No, I have...
Oh, wait, I think that's my gum that I left in your car. Yeah. I'm stealing that back.
Oh, that's very fair. I don't know if that's caffeine gum.
I don't care, I'm stealing it back. It's mine now. Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I guess we can just go ahead and jump right into it.
Sure.
I was thinking about this as we were walking out. I don't know if I've seen a better movie in theaters since, like, Godzilla -1, and I would put that above this. Because this is a really well-done movie, and it's leaving me with a whole lot to chew on, which I really like.
Yes.
Yeah. More to chew on than Godzilla -1, where it's like, maybe you shouldn't kill yourself, As much as I love the end of Godzilla -1, this was just like...
Yeah.
There's a whole lot to think about and yap about here. Like, this was a really good movie.
The music, the shots, the big sky. I'm a sucker for a big sky. Mississippi big sky.
Yeah. The editing was just really good. Like, I like the structure of it. I liked how there's, like, really clear delineations between, like, alright, we're starting the movie. We have, like, all the setup before we build our little, juke joint.
Yeah.
And then, okay, that's, like, the first act. The second act is, all the fun of the juke joint. And then the pivot point there is like, okay, now zombie vampires show up, and they're gonna want to burn our house down.
Irish zombie vampires. Because, why not throw some spice in there?
Yeah. What,
Or I guess Ireland, so lack of spice, but you get my point.
What do you think... Like, just trying to chew on some theme here. There's a lot about musicians and how they kind of, like, are spreaders of both culture and sin. How do you think
Make a deal with the devil.
Yeah, vampires...
Like that one folklore.
...tie into that? Or at least vampires as presented in here. Because they're vampires, but they're also like a hive mind zombie type thing. I thought it was an interesting fusion of those two.
I don't know, vampires also colloquially make a deal with the devil, right?
I don't know, I'm not too familiar with vampire stuff.
I know Blade, that's about it.
Yeah.
You make a deal with the devil to live forever. It's part of it. Also, you live forever. What's his name? Remick, our main evil vampire guy, was saying, I've lived forever. I have been with Irish culture and American culture forever. I've seen a ton of stuff. He brought his Irish culture over. That's why they were singing, like, Rocky Road to Dublin, famous Irish song, stuff like that.
So do you
That's why he was like, your blues music is really good, Sammy. That's why I'm targeting you.
So, musicians are, they can...
He's also preying specifically on black culture, and Sammy particularly. That's another thread to pull. Yeah.
Well, there's this whole other...
Literal culture vampire.
Race aspect to it. But just
I guess you could pull that thread, too.
Yeah. The idea of cultural vampirism in order to spread sin... as manifested through vampires, I think is really interesting.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And that's like kind of yapping about the movie in a thematic sense, because you can also be like, wow, that part where Michael B. Jordan shot up all those KKK members, that is pretty cool too.
I really did like that part. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
It works on so many levels, and I really enjoyed it. I
like how he drew the KKK members in with money.
Yeah.
That's what got the KKK member in the door. That was fun. That was the downfall of the KKK members, was their greed. Those stupid KKK members. I enjoyed that. Yeah. I enjoyed that part a lot.
But there's this kind of like...
I'm gonna open this door because it's hot in this car.
It is hot in this car. There's this kind of, delineation. So musicians can connect people across time with their ancestors, but also the future. It's like
Oh yeah, that was cool.
almost like an Avatar type thing, where it's like by being a musician, you connect people to their culture in the past, but also their culture in the future. And if
I
you're
did like the blending of the music.
yeah. Well, that
That was
whole
cool. Sequence.
that whole sequence was great. I'm gonna try to start with non-spoilery stuff, and then we can jump into like specifics in a bit.
Very
So
well.
I guess maybe we shouldn't get too specific with theme, but that's just I think how I wanted to jump at this, because that's what I was thinking about the most. But so musicians can connect you to the past and also the future, and vampires want that because vampires want to spread vampirism, which is sin,
greed, sin, yeah.
But if you become a vampire, you are not allowed to connect to your cultural heritage, like we see with, I guess that's spoilers, but the ending.
We're all one type thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess would you have any non-spoilery thoughts outside of wow, that was a really good movie, and I can't think like, if this is me, wow, that was a really good movie. I cannot think of a better movie that I have seen in theaters in a long time. The only thing that I can think of is Godzilla -1, but this has more to chew on, and I think was a better made movie. Yeah.
Nothing comes to mind now.
When did Godzilla -1 come out? That was like December 2 years ago?
I want to say 2 years ago, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this is a really great movie. This was well worth $15. I kind of wish I didn't spend any money watching Thunderbolts, and I kind of wish I just saw this movie twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess I don't know. Jumping back in,
see this movie again.
Yeah. No, this is just a really great movie. It's I think really well paced. It was 2 hours. But I like the way the plot is cut up, and I never felt like anything dragged particularly well.
You could have thrown more stuff in there. Make it a bit longer.
Yeah.
Good movie. Do it again.
2 hours 17 minutes.
Damn, I love the music.
Yeah, the audio in it was great. The way when Slim is telling his story about the guy who he played music with. Yeah, right after the prison.
Chain gang?
The guy who played music with, who later got lynched. It like starts out with
his music.
Yeah, his music and like kind of the fun party stuff, and then it's this is what the audio would be from a lynching.
The mob.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Immediately you're just like, oh.
And I think that just really helps like sell that little part of the story better. And I think and
it's just like, oh, right, this is the tragedy of the American South, right? We have to have this omnipresent tragedy and drama because, like, Jim Crow fucking sucks.
Yeah.
These characters are going to have moments of joy, but remember, this history fucking sucked, and we're going to hit you over the head with it.
This is 1950s.
Because we have to remind all of you people, this sucked.
Yeah. But just the sound editing was so good.
It was.
Like the way they weave that through, and then the like transitions from scene to scene, and the music itself. I don't know. I kind of wish we had subtitles. I couldn't hear.
Yeah, subtitles would have been very nice. I got like 10 minutes in. I was like, where are my subtitles? Yeah. Please, God.
I could hear Michael B. Jordan. It took me like probably 40 minutes into the movie. I'm like, is Michael B. Jordan just playing both characters?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was him.
I didn't realize that was the thing. I was just like, wow, that's a really good stunt double. That guy really looks like Michael B. Jordan. I mean, obviously, like...
Well, they had a body double, and they just did his head twice, but yes.
Like, I was always aware that that Stack was Michael B. Jordan. I was just like, well, we're seeing a lot of the hats down here, and I can't really see the faces, but, they have really similar mustaches, but, they're twins. I imagine we want that. And then we get, into the juke joint.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a second. I think both of these people are just Michael B. Jordan. I wasn't aware of that going in.
To be fair, yeah, because Michael B. Jordan is just really damn good.
Because the characters...
Like 10 minutes into seeing both of them on screen, I was like, damn, he's just really good at this. He's just
really good in this. Like, I can't... I don't know. Do you remember...
Just like the mannerisms of both of them on screen.
Yeah.
you barely need the color scheme to be like, yeah, that's Smoke and that's Stack. Okay,
But they still give you the color scheme of like, oh, this is the red one, this is the blue
Yeah.
one. These are two different characters, even though they're
but
both
even
Michael
just
B.
like
Jordan.
Smoke standing there being like the serious one of just
Yeah.
like, we're not making enough money, and Stack's
Yeah.
just like, don't worry about it. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
I get this.
You get who the characters are really quickly. I guess that's kind of, I think that's one of the things that I really like about the structure of it is like, all right, so they pick up Sam, and then, all right, Sam, you're gonna go hang out with Stack. Smoke is gonna go do his own thing and go hang out with these store owners. So we really get
Take care of business.
You know, Smoke's whole thing is, all right, I'm going to take care of business. I'm going to line up this party for tonight.
Yeah.
I see these two people
Serious.
robbing my truck. I will shoot them, but also pay their medical bills.
No, he's a serious man. He's just taking care of business.
And Stack is like, hey there, Slim, harmonica player. Oh, you don't want to play for me? Here is a beer. Here is this piece of vice that you clearly want that you cannot resist. I will offer you both money and vice. And it's just like,
I am going to tempt you.
Yeah.
Just as Remick will later with everything else later.
Yeah.
Mirroring.
God, it's such a good movie. Yeah. Like, the only thing, my only nitpick is, like, it's kind of, this movie I think would be better with subtitles, just because it's kind of hard to see or hear some of the characters sometimes and hear what they're saying. So I don't know if that's, like, a directing choice for more, like, authentic accents, or that's just how the lead sounds.
Man. Good movie.
This is a good movie. This is a really good movie.
The, like, magic aspect was really cool.
Yeah.
And really fun.
It's cool world building, but it's not, that whole, like, first third of the movie, everything to setting up the juke joint, that's not in there. It's like, oh, this is a period drama about these characters setting up their, you know, they're trying to make some money, they're gonna set up this little, like, party, for lack of a better words, because they're trying to make money, and we're gonna bring Sam along, because Sam, you know, wants to play music, and he wants to be a musician, he wants to make money. Man. It's just a really good movie.
Yeah.
Kind of circling back to the thing I was mentioning earlier. So you can be a musician, and you can connect people with, like, their heritage, but also their future through music.
Right.
And that's the camera work in this whole movie. I loved when Grace, the store owner, leaves, and the camera's, like, following her as she goes in, and then she checks out Lisa, and then she leaves. And then when they do that later, there's, like, I don't know if it's just, like, someone holding the camera and it's, like, on a steady cam or something, or if it's, like, on a dolly. But when we're in that scene where Sammy's like, okay, here's people playing the drums, that's your past, here's people playing the guitar, that's your future. And that whole song itself was amazing, but also the camera work. I think that's probably the best scene in the movie. I don't think that's a hot take.
Nah, I wouldn't say so. One of my favorites was they were in the car and he was being told to play, and it was Big Sky, which I am a sucker for. And then we hear Sammy do some of his first playing, and we see Michael B. Jordan, like, side of his
I thought he was, like, really upset with him, because he's like...
No, he's just surprised. And he's like, oh my god, you can sing too? And that was one of my favorites. And you could see the fields in the back, and I was like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Because that was such, like, blues, Delta, Big Sky, and I was like, oh, this is just such condensed period history, Mississippi, Delta. It's just all of it. Just, like, condensed into a fine powder. I don't know how you could get more. It's
just a really great movie. Yeah. Like, this... I forget exactly what the deal was, but Ryan Coogler, the writer-director, was like, hey, in 30 years, I get this movie back. And I hope he makes a lot of money when DVD and Blu-rays come out. I
do have a complaint.
You have a complaint?
More Choctaw.
Yeah, I thought...
That was cool.
I thought we were going to get them again.
They were so cool.
Maybe...
They were so cool.
Yeah.
They were so cool.
They were...
The hats were so cool. And the horses, they showed up and I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I thought they would come back slightly at the end and be like, yo, we have, like, ways to deal with vampires or something. Or they would be like, hey, Smoke's girlfriend, significant other, I don't know.
Yeah, Mary? I think that was Mary.
Might have been Mary, yes.
Epilogue.
One who knows magic and knows of the vampires.
Oh, so not Mary.
Not Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, the one that is breastfeeding that hands the baby to Smoke. That
yes.
Her.
Incredibly competent with magic. One.
Yes. How did you think that was gonna?
She was gonna be like, oh, actually, I know some of the Choctaw or something. I thought that was gonna be really cool, and they would come in. I
wonder.
I was kind of hoping they would, mostly so I could see more like Choctaw outfits.
I was wondering if they were gonna be in there just because like we set them up and they're kind of just like, whoop, we gotta leave now. The sun's going down. Vampires are scary. We don't want to deal with that.
Like I thought they would come back because they were like, all right. Yeah. Sun's going down. We'll come back later. Yeah. I was kind of hoping, but
we don't see that. I wonder if they're just there to be like, okay, now we're shifting into this like or we're going to introduce this supernatural flavor. Because
I guess I just kind of got my hopes up.
Yeah, you do like introduce, for lack of a better word, Choctaw vampire hunters. Yeah. And they're like, all right, no, you don't actually want that. You don't need that in this movie.
But I did want that.
Yeah, I did want that.
That's kind of cool.
But if you introduce that, you can't have them in this story and also have them be competent. Because then that's like saying, hey, what if Blade was in this movie? Which, it would be really cool if Blade was in this movie, but then there's really no tension because Blade just kills all the vampires. And I would imagine if the Choctaw showed up, if the Choctaw were there and then they just sucked, you would like this movie. I would like this movie far less, and I imagine you would too. So I think they're there mostly to just be like, hey, supernatural stuff. The Choctaw are like, hey, that guy, he's not who he seems.
Yeah, alright, fine.
Yeah.
Make me a Sinners 2 with them in it.
Yeah.
I say to camera.
You can, you can say to camera. But, I guess, I don't know, I want to rewatch this, because I just really like it's really strong theming, so you can be a musician and connect people across time with their heritage. You can be a vampire, and you can try to use that to hijack and spread your vice and sin and yada yada.
Right.
But if you are a vampire, you do not get to be connected to your progeny like we see with like we see with Smoke when he's like gunning down the KKK guy, and the woman's like, hey, here's a baby. Because
I guess. I think you also don't get to create culture, because you're permanently removed from it. You only get to siphon it off and steal it.
That's an interesting point. So then what...
Because you're, like, removed from the cycle.
Yeah, well, but then what...
Because you're only a vampire. You're not creating
What do you think a vampire is, then? Is it just sin that tries to hijack culture?
Yeah, you're
is
a
it
parasite.
Just vice?
They never get into it in the movie. No. I guess the philosophy of vampires isn't something Coogler has to address. But, like, Remick never sings an original song. The vampires never do. Sammy does.
Yeah.
Vampires never create. They only suck blood. Humans make their own blood.
Yes.
You know what? That feels good. I'm going with that. Honestly,
that works. I feel so bad for Cornbread.
Yeah, honestly, man, man needed to just use the restroom. Should he have gone so far into the woods? Probably not. Well, but like, what else you could do?
Just like ran around and peed on the slaughterhouse / lumber mill.
I think slaughterhouse was just a metaphor.
Yelled at him and been like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And
he didn't deserve that.
He doesn't even want to go. He's like, "Go away, Stack. I don't want your money." And Stack is like, "Your wife wants the money." And the wife's like, "There's money." And Cornbread's like, "Oh man, now I gotta go do this. Now I gotta be a vampire."
Yeah.
It's just a really good movie with a really tight story. Like the way Grace, the shop owner, letting everyone in should be like really upsetting, but you can also be like, yeah, I can see why she's saying this, because she would rather sacrifice herself and everyone else in there in order to save her daughter. That's a motivation that makes sense.
Yeah.
That could be handled so much worse.
Yeah. And she was just like, I was kind of with her. I was just like, all right, whatever, just fight him.
Yeah.
Just fight him at that point. There's how many of you and how many of them. Just go for it. I do wish...
I do think it was a bad plan. I do think there was, like, probably... I mean, how many people...
They probably should have spent, like, 10 more minutes preparing, be like, alright, we're gonna, like, lace the steaks with garlic or something.
Yeah.
Make a few more Molotov cocktails.
She's just ready to go. She's like, that's it.
I respect
I'm gonna
that. I
set
do
myself
respect
on fire.
that. Grace at least has, like, the fire in her to go.
But-
Smoke probably could have been like, alright, listen, I was in the German trenches, or fighting the Germans in the trenches. Here's how you shoot a gun to, like, everyone there.
Yeah.
And then they do that.
Rebek just slaps that aside, though.
I know.
Grace is so confident with her little Molotov cocktail, and she's throwing the drums like, get the fuck out of you. No.
I do wish they could have done, like, some, like, Home Alone type stuff. Like, let them all in, then you close the door behind them, and then you burn the place down on the vampires.
Yeah.
That would have been a good plan, but, like, whatever. Heat of the moment, you wanted to save the kid in the shop, that's fine.
Lisa, I think.
I think it was, too. That's a good... That's a fair enough motivation. I can't say I would have done better. But, like, good enough plan in that situation. Lure the vampires in, because they want to be invited indoors. Say, alright, fine, we're just gonna fight it out. Lock door behind them, burn it down on them. You're gonna die too, but whatever, we're saving Lisa.
How do you think you make, like, a deal with a vampire so that it works? Because Smoke makes a deal with his brother Stack, Smoke makes a deal with his brother Stack to be like, hey, leave Sam alone forever, kind of, or at least, like, for his lifetime. How do you think that works? Like, we don't see that.
I think you just kind of go on trust. Like,
yeah. But how can
I don't think it's a real deal. It's just a normal deal. You shake on it.
I don't know. I guess I wouldn't want to see too much of that, because then
Are
that
you
kind of...
expecting Stack, the vampire, to have, like, broken out a contract?
No, not like all that, but so we see Smoke on top of Stack, and he's ready to stake him.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, is he gonna do it? And then we cut away to Remick being like, I'm gonna say these prayers because these British said these prayers to me.
Right.
And, you know...
Something, the horrors visited upon Ireland, yada yada.
And then, he's about to get him.
Something.
And then, look at that, Stack is here to save the day and stab the vampire with the stake. And then we just kind of forget about Smoke until the epilogue, which is fine. You know, we can only have...
Or we figured out Stack until the end.
Yeah, we get Stack all the way through. No, we get Smoke all the way through. We get Stack in the epilogue.
Yeah.
Because... What do you think it means that well, I guess they don't voluntarily make that choice. Like, there's really no reason that Smoke couldn't have been the vampire and Stack could have been the survivor that shoots up the KKK. That's not like a character decision like it is with Grace saying, hey, let the vampires in so we can kill everyone. It's just,
yeah, true.
I guess there's something to say about lust, but... Man, when Haley... So it is Haley Steinfeld, right?
I think so, yeah.
Is she, Spider-Gwen? What else do I know her from?
Maybe?
Maybe. When she confronts the vampires... And she's like, hey, I got this gun. I'm gonna go back inside now.
When she fully turns around, I'm just like, okay, alright.
Well,
okay.
so I get that. I think that's totally fine. Because
don't
she didn't
fully turn around.
Well, I guess, I think... I wasn't sure if they had...
Back up.
Guns or not, or if those were just the instruments. But just, like, this is one of the things I mean about, like, how tight and how much I love the editing in this movie. We see Remick lift off the ground, and that's it. Now we're back inside. And I thought, I was like, oh, that's so good.
There were a lot of shots where, like, we would go in from one action into another. Like, one door, you'd think one door would be opening, but then it would be a different door in a different room or something. A lot of stuff like that. I don't know what that's called.
Yeah.
You have the degree, but
Yeah. What, can you give me, like, an example?
no,
Like,
I have absolutely no idea. But it happened like 2 or 3 times.
That's why I want, like, a DVD copy of this movie right now, so I can be like, yeah, let's, like, cut through this and let's dig through this in a way that I have not at all been interested in a movie that's come out in theaters in a hot minute.
I do have another example of editing that I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
A layman.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. Which means it was very good.
It's very good.
The scene where Smoke gets pulled out by Cornbread.
Yes, and he, like, shoots him in the mouth.
Which was incredibly fast.
Yes.
I was able to keep track of all of that perfectly fine.
Yeah.
No notes. No confusion.
All that action was, I think, very
really well done.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
The only thing... I think it was all really good. There was one point where so Slim has just sacrificed himself and they're all running upstairs, or the rest of the cast is running upstairs. Yeah. And then it seemed like there were already people upstairs when they got there, but they weren't. Yeah. So I'm not really sure what the deal with that was. Whether it was like a metaphorical, oh, this is where the workers lived. Or if it was just I wasn't understanding what was going on. But I think if the editing is so good and there's just one kind of little bit of confusion, I think that's a pretty well edited movie.
I'd say so.
Good blocking, I guess, is what you're talking about. Like,
probably.
So, or there's something the 180-degree rule, where like, if we see two characters like this, we only really ever want to see, like, this is character A, this is character B. We only really ever want to see them from this angle, because if we see character B and character A here, we're now kind of confused about what's going on and where we are in space.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think being aware of where you are within the movie is very important. I think this movie did it very well. God, it's just a really great movie.
Yeah. It's really damn good.
Yeah.
Hats off to Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, did he do?
And Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Haley Steinfeld. The entire crew. Whoever did the editing. God damn.
I'm not sure. It's like, I can't think of a movie. Well, I just watched Sam Rockwell in Moon that basically does this, but the twist is that, he's a clone. Spoilers for 2007's Moon. So there's two Sam Rockwells, and it's kind of like, this kind of is dumb. I don't really like this. And then there's like Gemini Man with Will Smith, where modern day Will Smith has to kill young Will Smith.
Of course,
that came out a while ago, and I never saw that, but I heard it wasn't great. I think there's something really cool about, and I'm sure there's another example of this, Michael B. Jordan playing two characters on screen at the same time. Both of the characters are brothers, so it makes sense that they look similar, but they both have really different mannerisms.
Yes.
I don't know.
And he plays it so well.
Yeah. I don't know if this is an Oscar-y movie, because this movie might be too fun to be an Oscar-y movie. But I think it's the idea of like, Oscar for Best Actor, we're gonna give it to someone who didn't play two different characters.
Who was the body double for Michael B. Jordan?
Who
has to get that fit?
I don't know.
Respect.
Yeah.
God damn. That deserves an Oscar.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's just like a long-term stunt double or something? I'm not really sure how they did it.
That's probably fair. It probably is his stunt double.
Yeah. And maybe that gives
Shout out his stunt double, frankly. Because you have to act those mannerisms, actually.
And you know what? There was,
Shout out that guy.
There was no bad CGI in this movie outside of that snake. And I don't even think that snake looked that bad. And
that snake did not look that bad.
It's not like I really want to see you guys get a live snake and train it for 20 days so that you can stab it in the head with a big knife.
No, yeah, frankly, at that point, whatever.
Yeah.
That just uses up
but that's also
the cruise time,
It's also like just a fun pivot point of like, ooh, Sam, you're getting introduced to this world of sin. Here's a serpent.
Whoa.
And it's also like
and
a
look
nice
how good the brothers are at dealing with sin.
Yeah, it's a fun little jump of like, all right, you can't relax yourself too much in this movie. Because it isn't, I don't know. I guess it's a horror movie, but that seems kind of reductive to just call it that.
It's what horror should be.
Yeah. Because, I don't know, I've seen a lot of bad horror movies that are just like a horror movie. And this wasn't that. There's like because that first third is just a really grounded drama about being like, hey, don't you go out and sin, my son. I'm the preacher. I'm your dad.
Right.
Sam, don't do that. Oh, hey there, Slim. I'm Stack. Here's this beer because I know that you have a drinking problem. Come play music for me. Hey there, people trying to rob my truck. Bang.
Yep.
You better stop robbing my truck.
Yep.
Also, I don't remember the male shopkeeper's name. Here's money so that I don't have to feel bad, or like so they can be patched up, because I'm not a terrible guy, but I will shoot you in the knee because I can't let people know that, I'm being robbed. None of that is related to vampires. None of that is horror-y stuff.
Yep.
The horror stuff doesn't show up until the vampires and the Choctaw vampire hunters show up. I don't know. I the more I keep talking, I'm just like, this is a really good movie.
Really damn good movie.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any final thoughts?
Besides repeating myself on a really damn good movie, not
really
particularly.
Movie. So what? This is, I think, the best movie I've seen in theaters in a long time.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we gave Godzilla -1. But I would put
I'm already starting at a 9.
Yeah, I think, like, there's minor gripes about, like, I think some of the audio, like, as great as all the music is, I think it's kind of hard to hear some of the actors sometimes. And, like, minor editing gripes. But if that's what we're rating all other movies against, and, like, one snake that looks less than ideal. But I'm also really glad that they didn't CGI the heck out of everything. This was a nice grounded real world movie where it's like, yeah, these look like real people doing real people things. I really like the prosthetics of like vampire bites. Was that a grackle, I think?
Ooh, look at that guy.
I forget if that's a grackle or a starling. I can never remember. It doesn't have spots on it, so I think it's a grackle, because I think starlings are the ones with spots. I'm not sure about that.
I'm not going to challenge you on it.
Yeah. I don't know.
9.5.
Yeah, like
9.5. I was already starting at a 9.
Yeah.
But then there was a massacre of KKK members.
Yeah. Because that's the other thing. It's like, this is a really good drama that transitions into a really solid horror movie that transitions into a pretty solid action movie.
Yeah.
That has themes that carry you from bit to bit to bit that you can chew on. Yeah, really well. And there's really great music in there, yeah.
Really good music. So many themes.
Does the Carlton scale allow decimals?
Yes.
Okay. I'd have to...
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I think we put A New Hope at like 9.8 or something.
This...
9.6.
Yeah. I think this is a better movie than Star Wars: A New Hope. But there's very different movies. That seems like a nonsensical comparison. I'm trying to think of, like... This is a better movie than Blade. That's a movie about killing vampires. The first act reminded me a lot of Goodfellas, which I think is a good sign. I don't know. What's a movie that does that? What's a movie that does this many things that well?
Ooh. That's tough.
Yeah.
Range? Ooh.
Yeah. Because I don't think this is like a 10 out of 10 flawless movie. But this is a movie I would go out and buy to own right now.
Mm-hmm. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. 9.7.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to slice it up into decimals. So I'll just go with a really strong 9. And I'd have to look at, like, whatever we rated. This is noticeably better than Godzilla Minus One. And that was the last time we were in a movie theater and we were like, this is actually a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to look at that. I don't know, like a clean 9, 9.7. Go out and watch it.
Yes.
There's, I think, a reason that this many people are talking about this movie and that it's been in theaters for this long. Because this came out...
Give Ryan Coogler more money.
Yeah. When did this come out? I feel like this movie's been out for, like, months now.
It has, yeah.
Yeah. We are very much on the tail end of this.
Yes, we are. Oh, it's the same guy.
Oh, he's got a piece of bread or something.
Eh, look at him go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, really, really great movie. Alright, any closing remarks?
No.
Yeah, really great movie. Alright, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.